Well, hello again there, friends and fans. Raptor here, and welcome back to Flotsam, where we're continuing on with our Big O city building extravaganza. I don't know what else you'd call it, but we're going to build ourselves a fishing boat today and get on approaching almost 10 people in the town, which doesn't sound like a lot, but the fact that we have to basically discover everybody on a quote-unquote lonely island and get them going is quite a big feat. So thank you very much for joining me today and clicking and tapping the like button, subscribing, all the other ways you guys support. Appreciate that, so thank you very much for doing so. We're going to get out of here and try to find somewhere else to go. We're going to either find research or people to rescue, so that way we can continue on with our adventure and try to maximize the amount of materials and things that we can make. There seems to be another person here, so let's go visit them. And then we're going to see if we can leave this area and possibly go to a new region. Ah, but wait a minute, I see some research over there too. So we're trying to get to 25 research again, so that way 25 books, so we can generate enough research to make the highly anticipated sushi bar. That'll allow us to optimize our use of seaweed and fish, and then of course be able to make food out of that at a much more efficient rate. Evie has joined us now, so that's great. Welcome aboard, and we'll get her on our ship shortly in ship shape, so that way we should be able to continue to make things like pipes and metal, screws and things like that. I'm going to turn this on for now, turn on a few of our useful buildings here. And we're also going to have to go fishing soon, too, but we're going to need to increase our storage. So lots of things to do. We just need the research to do it. So welcome back, everybody. Thanks for being here. Let's get rolling to our next location. Going to continue to try to grab research. Luckily, we found a lot of fuel nearby. And so we're going to try to keep on pumping towards our destinations. Looks like actually we're short on a little bit of fuel, so we need somebody to make some. We were able to find a lot in the factories and make our jumps between locations in the last episode. It was great. We were able to visit a lot of locations with minimal effort. And now it seems like we burned through a lot of that fuel. So it's time to make some of that again. Alright, our people are working on nets now. Let's see how many nets we've actually got. Oh, 14 nets. Great. That's enough to continue fishing. Let's shut that building down for now. And we're going to make a few pipes for future construction projects. And plenty of fuel is going to be made now, so we can actually traverse our way across the map. But that's going to require more plastic, so let's look around and see if there's anywhere to grab plastic. Oh, actually, what is this here? Ah, some other areas that we've been to before. Oh, looks like there's some water nearby. Let's send somebody over there to grab some of that. Could definitely use that. And there's some plastic here that we see, so let's grab that too. Grab 3 boats to head over there and grab that. We have a fishing boat now, which is great. We can finally start bringing back some fish. And we also could have a fishing dock nearby too, where we can maneuver our island over the fishing site and start fishing that way too. But we're going to have a fishing boat for now just to get us started to see what exactly it might do. Might work automatically. I think we actually have to go over fishing areas that are on the map, like for example fish that are plopping out of the water like over there. And the fishing boat can get that. Otherwise, I think the fishing net building can bring up fish all the time no matter where we happen to be. It's got a deep net that can dig down deep and bring up a lot of fish. Okay, food and water looking great. Fishing is stopped for now as we don't have any more spores. And we're close to that food truck now. That's what we're trying to build with our 25 research required. It's going to take some screws to do. And I think we only have like 6 screws for now. Yeah, so we probably should make some more screws. So let's go ahead and make a bunch of those. And we have 6, and how many did it require? Actually, it probably doesn't hurt to have extra screws, so we'll just make some for a little while. We have plenty of metal to do it. And our refinery is active again, too. So we're dead in the water for a little bit as our people are grabbing tons of material. That's great. And a lot of it's going to be converted to fuel. So the storage isn't too much of a worry, as the town fuel is going to get gobbled up right away. I wonder if there's more buildings we can do to process oil faster. Let's see. Yeah, I don't see any buildings that are used for processing oil faster, so we'd need to create a few of those. If we wanted to build another one of those, right there, the oil refinery, taking a small amount of resources, not too bad, but it is definitely something that we could build. Trying to fill in every nook and cranny in this game is a little difficult too. Sometimes when you got to build a building, you just got to build it, and that's the way it is. We can always move our boats around, though. We could, for example, move this one over here, and it'll be just fine. Alright, lots of storage on this side. I need to start extending out this way. Although I don't really want to use any of our plastic or wood at the moment. A lot of anything we were going to do now would be optimization. Too bad the Lonely Island we can't use any of the materials here, though. Some of these houses seem to be made out of concrete or brick or stone, so that might explain that. But they might still have stuff inside. Okay, let's go ahead and stop this operation on getting water. And maximize that by bringing back all of that stuff there. We need to get all the plastic that we can to continue to make fuel. Everybody's hard at work at making food now. In fact, all of the seaweed there is being turned right into food. So that's good. And we've still got plenty of firewood left for the creation of screws. And how many screws do we have? Still 6 screws, but that should increase over time. And the boats are returning with the final loads of plastic. Good. Let's make sure they're in place, and then we'll see if we can move out. And perhaps we can find a factory to move even further. So now the remainder of the game comes down to RNG. How often are we going to find a factory? How often are we going to find a survivor? There seems to be another one there, too. And I'm always happy to bring in more survivors, but now we don't really need any more at the moment. There's a library there, though, that we could go to. Doesn't look like we've been to. So let's stop over in this location. And there's another boat there that'll help us with screws. And another island for seagulls. I haven't yet gotten the seagulls to fully function, as we don't really have a lot of fish or other things that they need. To keep them fed, we'll also need to research some stuff. Alright, so each one of these book sites gives us 12, and so if we find another one, we should be good to go, finally, for researching the end goal. And actually, right now, we should be able to make our fishing dock. We just need some more wood, so let's see if there's any around. We'll need to find a shack town or something like that. We burned through all of our wood now, finally. So we'll have to see if we can find some around. There's lots of driftwood around. Areas of fresh water. It just takes a very long time to dry out that wood, so it'd be more beneficial for us to find, or to actually maybe move to a new region. Oh, there's some wood up there, and I think I see seaweed up there too, so we can continue our food gathering. Let's park here so we can take advantage of all that seaweed. Or rather, the books and the floating debris, and then we'll move to the seaweed. And that'll allow us to continue to farm. The great thing about all that is every time that we find all of these seaweed, it gives us spores, so that way we can have immediate food and then food later by growing it. So those 2 farms that we built are very beneficial. Man, do we have a lot of wood around here. That's great. Okay, let's move here. Give the order to bring in the books. We'll have one person do that, and we'll have everyone else grab the wood. I wonder if there's any fish nearby. Go ahead and do 2 there. And another boat there. Okay, all of our people are going to be very busy, and there's going to be a lot of wood that's going to need to be dried before we move on. I think we should be able to bring in another 12 books. So we're at 20 right now. Unless he already brought some in, we'll see exactly what that gives us our total number to. I don't know if it'll be 32 or if it'll be... I don't know if they've already brought some in. But as soon as we get to 25, we're going to start working on that sushi stand. Or at least researching that. And we still need to build our fishing hut. So that's going to require 12 wood to be dried. So you can see our wood dryers here that we really haven't made use of since the beginning of the game. And we're going to need somebody to put those to use too. Looks like we're turning a lot of that plastic into fuel, which I approve of. We're going to need to keep moving. Plastic is pretty common to find. I would say it's much easier to grab plastic than it is to grab all the wood that's there, since we have to dry it. And of course all the... wow, look at all the stuff over there. I didn't even see that. Maybe that's going to be a much easier area for us to pull from. Is the bookstore done? 2 more books to go. Looks like he's grabbing the last of the books, and he's on his way back. Fantastic. 30 books, then, in our possession. Great. I'll set somebody on research, then. Let's go for the food truck now. Beautiful. The best food at your favorite truck stop. Serves cooked fish, mussels, and sushi. Well, that's interesting. Well, sushi is probably the best thing to make. at least statistically for our people. Okay, let's go ahead and cancel these markers. I would much rather have all 4 ships gather from over here now. And get everything. Excellent. Plenty of plastic, plenty of wood. Lots of it being dried now. Some of it already being dried. And that means we can start building our next building, which will be... Let's see, we have our plastic recycler and scrapsmith down. Now we got to build our fishing hut. Now it says, uses a net and bait to catch fish from deep below the town. So we don't really need to do anything with this. It'll be automatic, just like the desalination plant. So from here on out, we can basically just get free food from wherever. Now I'll just need to make something to make use of this area. I haven't been very efficient with all of my space, but then again, we're just trying to use all the materials as fast as possible. Staving off starvation and dehydration is a little bit more important than space optimization at the start. So we'll have to get rid of some of these smaller things and maybe start working on a storage yard. Looks like we're almost done with the food truck. And I think we'll work on the storage yard next, which unfortunately requires one more book, I believe. Water's looking a little low again, too. Let's see where we're at for nearby water sources. There is a water tower over there that we could easily get to. But I might opt to go to a new, maybe a new region altogether. Might be a good thing. Okay, I think we have enough ropes created. So let's go ahead and switch that to firewood now. And we'll need a lot of firewood for the desalination plant. How much ropes do we have? 54. Wonderful. And same with the plastic nets. So we won't need ropes for a very long time. And now we can start turning that into firewood. And the desalination plant's got to come back on. No, you know what? No. We'll go ahead and shut that off and go gather water wherever it's needed nearby. At the other water tower. It'll be fine. Okay, research here is complete. The food truck is ready to go. Great. Let's see. So now we need 8 for a large storage yard, which will allow for storage of 120 items, and that'll be very beneficial to us. We can get rid of all this old storage then and start upgrading and redesigning the base to be more efficient in space and functionality. Lots of wood, lots of plastic here, and pretty much no more space. So let's get moving, everybody. We'll let them come on back. Let's go to the little seaweed place. Swing by the salad bar. And then we'll need to find wherever water might be. Well, let's jump over here real quick so we can get some more replenishment on food. And then I think we might leave the region as soon as we made some more food. Let's go ahead and have 2 boats go there. And all this plastic can be made into fuel again. And we just need to get the fishing hut operational and then finally the food truck operational. Both of which take a lot of screws, but we're ready to do it. Before I even start before I start laying this out, I think we're going to need larger storage so we can maximize things. So let's find one more book. Then we'll put down large storage, probably get rid of some of these old mooring points, build them over here, and then we'll start building wherever we need to. In fact, I think mooring points are not linked to a boat, so a boat will just go wherever. Looks like we can build another one here. So let's do that, and we'll get rid of this old one. And we'll let all of our boats be on this side of the raft, and then we'll put all the rest of the city on the inside. So they have access to go out there with no trouble. Okay. Water will be alright. We'll be able to stop by and get ourselves a source of water here shortly. Let's plot out a course to wherever that might be, and then we'll leave the map. Let's see, where was that water? Just trying to look up in the upper corners of the map to see if we can find that water tower. Worst case scenario, we'll just have to boil water. It must be nearby, but I just don't see it at the moment. There it is there. But does it have a little green flag above it? I don't think it does. So we should be able to return there. Job's done on salvaging. Good. Let's go get some water. And then we'll leave this place. So where was that water tower again? Right up there. Good. Now, we may have already taken some water from here, but it'll be a little bit more efficient than boiling it and wasting all that time and effort. Okay. Anything else around that we can salvage too? I also want to make use of those seagulls, but... Oh, actually, there's a motorboat there too. More metal and more screws for us to use. It'd be nice in this mode if we were able to see... Oh, wow. Multiple little water towers. Good. Okay, let's grab some water. Where's that little... Oh, we've already been there. Where's this water tower? Should be off to the left. Ah, there it is. Ah, only 10 here. So we've been here before. That'll give us a little bit of something or other to go to the new island. Go ahead and deconstruct that. We'll turn on the desalinator. Make use of some of that water. And we'll get some extra water. And how are we doing on food? Ah, looks like we have enough for the seaweed farms. Great. And we can build ourselves a fishing dock, finally. Oh, I'd really like to squeeze that in at the end there. Oh, we can fit it right here now, inside the town. Perfect! Okay, where's our friend with the water? There he is. Everybody's a little dehydrated. Luckily, we're making all the water we can. And we got extras coming on in. So we got some in the boat there. And now we're making some more too. And we got a full thing of water. Let's go to a new region. AKA refresh the map. Now it says it'll use 75% of our fuel, but I'm assuming it just auto refuels from the refinery, maybe. Not exactly sure, but we'll see. Oh, and would you look at that? That's wonderful. We're next to a Long Island, a factory, and a shack town. That's great. That's going to get us all the wood that we need. Beautiful. All right, well, let's immediately stop at the shack town and salvage everything. That's going to give us food and also the books that we need to finish up some extra research. And we can put somebody on getting ourselves nibble fish. So that takes seaweed to go fishing. Interesting. Now, do we have enough to make our food truck? Heck yeah, we do. Nice. Let's build our food truck then next to the... I'll make a little spot here for a pathway. And we'll make it out of wood since we have a lot more wood on the way from those homes we're about to destroy or deconstruct. Salvage. And let's build ourselves a little restaurant there. Looks like we'll need some more wood from these homes. That's going to give us 25 additional, plus whatever else we're waiting on. And we'll keep on making water too. Plenty of firewood remaining. Lots of people doing jobs. That's great. Population up to 7. We also need to give them proper homes too. I haven't forgotten. But luckily they're able to share beds for the most part. Alright, let's put that food truck down. Won't need the chop shop anymore, I think. Sometimes it's a little troublesome to build on the city when it's moving around all the time. Let's see. Good for drying fish. Now, does this require dry fish? We'll see what it needs beforehand. We'll be there shortly. Let's see. Water's still being made. Let's continue to salvage nearby items. Where else is there? Ah, the factory. Perfect. We'll send one person out to the factory. And there should be the Long Island nearby. Where exactly is that from the boat? That should be right in front of us. Oh, that's the Long Island there. Then we're looking for the shack town, which is back here then. Ah, there it is. Good. Good. Ah, lots of almost free material there. Looks like the desalinator might not be enough to keep up with today's demands. But at least it's keeping things okay for now. We can always rebuild, though. Food truck is getting constructed. Looks like a giant tractor, basically. Man, it's bouncing around like crazy. Alright, we have somebody working nibblefish. Or we should. We'll turn this off now so we stop using our seaweed. And we'll put somebody to work on this. So this should allow us to make nibblefish and raw seaweed will generate sushi. Beautiful. So that creates raw seaweed. This creates nibblefish. And we have ourselves a food source. Beautiful. And does it take fuel to do that? It does. So that'll also take some extra firewood for us, which is why we're continuously making that. So food and water taken care of for now, as far as I can see. Of course, we'll have to continue to expand our operation. And let's send some more people over here to grab the rest of those goods. We have research ready to go. Let's research the storage now so we can continue to do quick hit and runs on supplies and then get out of here. I know that people would probably want me to build homes and such, but if we can get supplies on board and get onto a new area, it's going to benefit us in the long run. Looks like the factory's down to just 5 more things. Can of oil and 4 metal parts. We got lots of metal. We probably won't need it for anything else. Other than the pipes and screws, there's not much else I think we're going to build that requires that. Yeah, I don't think so. Maybe the large storage yard would, as soon as that's researched. Let's see what that research says. Large storage yard requires... No, doesn't even require pipes or any of that. But that's good. We'll be able to make more with less. Make use of more space. People are hungry and thirsty, I understand. But the research is finally done. Wow, large storage yard then as a go. Wonder if we can move all this stuff out of here. If I deconstruct it, I'm assuming they'll move all the stuff out of there too. So let's just see how that works. So we don't need any more plastic nets, do we? We made 15 of those. 7 pipes, 10 screws, so we don't need to make any more of that. So we'll use that as needed. Probably shouldn't make any more fuel, since we've gotten plenty from the factory. But this does allow us to roll around a little bit more with extra fuel. That's great. And let's grab some plastic then, while we make ourselves a new... So we're out of plastic. Let's make a new storage yard. 3 boats, go get that. Still have stuff drying now. Okay. I think we'll make some storage yards this way. Oh, it doesn't look like we can build it that way. Be nice to be able to rotate stuff. My idea was to put it like right here. Try to make this again. It's a little too close to that other building, a shame. Well, we can fit in another smaller storage. And we'll leave those other ones there just to not slow down the line. Okay, are we bringing in fish? It looks like this thing is loaded up with bait. Let's see. We might actually have to go over things and fish to get that, but we'll see. Just need these storage yards to be finished now. And we can always put those back here behind the big propeller. Good, we're going to have lots of storage available. That's great. We're a little bit full right now. Projects are being completed. Great. Plastic's all cleared out except for one little patch. Very good. This should be in use, but I don't see it actually being used. I think it's supposed to be used at any time. Maybe I'm wrong about that, but we'll go and try to find a school of fish then. And see what we can do over here. Looks like a lot of seagulls over that way. Let's make our way towards something more interesting. Another factory up there, is it? No, it's another fishing town. Fishing villages do give us plenty of food. Let's make our way to a little fishing site. And see what happens if we put the town on it. Wow, we've cleared out this entire area. That's great. And we do have ourselves a little shack town in front of us. Okay, let's see if we can send a fishing boat out. Alright, so we should have a fishing boat here ready to go out. And we're going to need some more water, too. So the desalinator, we're going to need another one of those. Let's build another one. And that requires one more pipe. And if fish is being brought in, maybe we can't get fish because it's too close to the base. Let me make this a top priority for fishing. Fishing duties. Let's give EB here the top priority of fishing. There we go. Now someone's finally sitting there. Good job. Alright, that solves the fish problem. At least for that part. And someone should be going onto this fishing boat too, because we have salvaging stuff around Boovie. I wonder if that's actually considered to be... Oh yeah, okay. There we go. Alright, fish are coming in. Good. So now we need water, which means we're going to need some more pipes. Let's actually just make one. There we go. And how are we doing on fish being brought in? That threw us off a little bit because we don't have the fish already ready to go. But at least we have extra storage for everything. And that'll be okay. A little learning process. Alright, desalinator should be ready to go again shortly. There we go. Turn that off and we'll build another one. Oh, now we're missing a pipe again. Alright, let's build this thing quick. Our people are out of food and water, and I just don't want to see them have a bad time. Alright, so it looks like water is available. A little bit. Let's turn back on the chop shop to make some quick seaweed. Oh, actually, we don't have enough anymore either. Do we have the spores? Nope. Let's turn that off. And let's make our way towards a fishing village then. Let's see. We have a fishing dock here. And also a little seagull. Yeah, there's a lot of seagulls around here. We can go to a shack down here and get some food quickly. That's probably going to be our biggest need. Let's zip over there then. And I need some more spores. They went by really fast. So we need to find some seaweed things. It's a shame that we can only get spores from the actual, like, sites. That's kind of weird. There we go. Yeah, it's no good that we can only get spores from the actual, small location. We brought in plenty of nibble fish. Looks like firewood just needs to be delivered to this other desalinator. And we've set it to bring in additional water now. So I'll have to see what the ratio is to people. It seems like almost it's like 3.5 people per desalinator, maybe? To create a proper amount of water. Alright, everyone's being fed. Oh, we actually do have a seaweed thing here. We'll have to go and stop and get more, though. Now, how's the food truck going? Yep, looks like that's cooking away. Food truck is making sushi, so we have some really good meals available for our people. Good. Let's grab pretty much everything else here. And we'll continue on. So it looks like we can fish. I was right about that thing. I'm glad they didn't change it. Makes sense, though, that it would do what it is now. Okay, so plastic is great. We've got, unfortunately, a lot of wet wood, but it will dry eventually. And we will be able to use it over time. And we have, what, 2 more knowledge at this area here. Put another person on. Yep, okay. We got enough people on that. Good. Where else could we go? Well, we could replenish the rest of our water here at the freshwater oasis. That might be a good thing. I want to make sure the rest of this stuff is gathered up, though. Dry wood. Dry wood. Come on, give me that dry wood. I need it. Let's go. Give me all that stuff from Shacktown. I also need all that metal scrap. We can do it. Somebody's got to make a run. Wow, nothing but food and water in the town now. Good. 19 and 11. Wow, that changed around really quickly. It's a good thing we did that. The fishing hut also requires seaweed too, so it's going to we're constantly going to need new spores. If anything, we just need more spores in this game. Everything else, we're continuously self-sufficient. That is beautiful. Alright guys, that's going to be it for today's episode. I'm going to come back for one final episode as we've finished off all of the major research projects here. All that would be required to do is just to continue to build the city as large as we can within the circle. And once we've done that, there's really not much else to it. Once we've built everything within the circle, we can only sustain so many people in this circle. So enough farms, enough fishing huts, we probably could sustain maybe 15 people or so. So if you want to see one final episode, make sure you smash that like button as things are coming to an end. I hope to see you next time for more. We'll see you soon. Goodbye.